Strangely enough, I had a feeling, and yet at the same time, I did not predict that this chapter was gonna be about that. And also, are we being trolled again, or is it true? The problem of this Hiromashima trolling is that nowadays, when this happened, we have a big doubt that are they really dead? However, even I will say, if this is one another trolling, then I have to agree. Even I will complain. Because this is something I have been talking about a long time. His time was near. And it seems to have very, very, very strong hints that Makarov did not survive. Yes, I'm talking about Fairy Tale, which is also the second surprise. Turned out it was released early. Well, the other chapters were released early, so I guess it could have been two. I just didn't think it would be released today. And it's Fairy Tale chapter 505. Hi, for those who are watching, it's the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. And I basically spoiled the entire pages for you now, didn't I? Is this what we could call Makarov's sacrifice? At the beginning, the cover chapter is actually the I don't feel as emotional as when Juvia's moment, but that may be because Juvia is a more important character, and in the end, she turned out to be alive, although very near. But the cover page of this chapter is strangely enough one of the biggest emotional one, because you see Natsu, Gray, and all the others laughing and smiling, and they're not smiling now. It's almost like you're saying, "Are those good times ever gonna return?" But I'll still tell you what this chapter will do. The Scarlet Despair makes her first move, shows once again her power. Apparently, her preliminary magic is in enchant. She have done that to Two Swords, and she even did that to Nineheart, and now she does that to the rest of the troops, turning them into berserkers. Once again showing how cruel she is, and also how much more I hate her. I don't care how much popular I is. For every single chapter she is in, I just dislike her more and more and more. Why? It's actually pretty surprising to dislike a female one like this so much, but the reason for that is because she describes this that this enhances their abilities many times. It's a flaw is only taking away their ability to think through. So what's your motive? And not even and these monsters don't even feel pain, even with Ersa's strongest armor, the samurai gi. So well, yeah, they're being overwhelmed, and it seems this is the end. So Makarov decides to use fairy law. And here something is revealed, something that we have a if of course we could just be trolling again, but for now let's speak as if we are not being trolled and this will really happen. This does reveal one thing that have been bothering me a little bit. Fairy law is an all-powerful attack. But I've also secretly been wondering, if it's so powerful, why didn't Makarov just use it from the start? I mean, he had many times the chance to use that spell. And now it seemed to a confirmation that he really can't use it all the time. I mean, Hades gave some hints. It's a magic spell you shouldn't cast irregularly, so I guess so. But here, Mavis reveals why. It's apparently that the more enemies Fairy Laws has, the shorter the lifespan will be. And the way Makarov is now, he will not survive. Even though Mavis says she has a plan, Makarov tells her to be quiet, because even though they may be soldiers to you, they're still my irreplaceable children. Which of course is not exactly what Mavis is thinking, but right now this is a battle. And Makarov knows that, but he is saying that right now much blood is being spilled, so he has to do something. And he's making a very good point here that I've been saying. Makarov, unlike the others, is old people. And the old ones, it's nothing more wonderful when an old soldier sacrifices his life to save a young one. And don't interpret that as I say they should just go die. No, I mean it's a certain heartwarming moments when that happens. So Makarov decides that if he dies from this fairy law or gets shorter lifespan, it's a small price to pay. Ersa, of course, do not want that. After all, Makarov is also the father she never had. Almost like the, or maybe the, well, she already had a grandfather, but then again, that guy was just as old as Makarov. So I wanted to say grandfather. But that dream Ersa had, Makarov described her as being like his daughter. So, with some big encouragements, these encouraging words almost sounds like something where we are telling each other that what will happen when Eileen and Ersa face. There will probably be some moments where Ersa will stop doubting herself. But these words should also reach Gray and Natsu, because he is saying that from here on, even if it's painful, you must walk together with your comrades. Believe in your friends, believe in yourself. These are the words that Natsu and Gray need to hear. The guild is your family, never forget that. And those words have currently disappeared from Natsu and Gray's minds. But I have a very big feeling those words are going to be very important. If not for Natsu and Gray, at least for Ersa. After all, we still don't know that Eileen connection, if there is any to begin with. But I have a feeling those big words are gonna give Ersa the courage to keep on fighting. And with that, Makarov gathers an immense fairy law and unleashes it. It's so bright, and it seems to actually destroy all of the soldiers. I have a big feeling, though, that uh, Eileen and August, because they are the only Springham we see in this page. I have a feeling we're gonna put on a shield. I mean, if they manage to shield all of their soldiers, then I will be very pissed off. Because if you think about it, this is also the perfect moment. This is the moment where all the soldiers of Springham are dead and the only one who's left are the Springham 12. And that means that this battle can finally be wrapped up. Well, maybe it shouldn't be wrapped up that quickly, but that means that action will happen. But it will not surprise me if Augustus' shields are so powerful that they can even block fairy law. After all, if fairy law is that powerful, the question we all have to ask ourselves is it a chance that the Springham are affected by it too? I mean, Jose was affected by that, but so many people say that they are way beyond them. So who knows? After all, we still haven't got the last confirmation. As the fairy law, we also see Natsu and Gray. Even they don't seem to be affected by this, but their eyes are hollow and full of hate. And so finally, Ersa watches Makarov as she drops her sword in tears. It seems like all of the soldiers are evaporated, as the only thing that is left of Makarov seems to be an empty shell. Or at least he had turned into a statue. Have Makarov now died? Or have he only become a statue? The tears from Ersa are at least genuine, so Ersa believes he is dead. So I will start again what I said at the beginning of this chapter. This is actually a death that needs to happen. Even I will be angry if it turns out that that's that is turning out to be a troll. But I'm actually thinking, no, for once I actually don't think this is a troll, because Juvia, Wendy, and so many more, they are too important to die. Makarov is also important, but he's old. Think about it. Think about that Acnologia fight. That was one of the moments I actually wanted Makarov to die, and according to Hiro Mashima, he was supposed to die, but he changed his mind just at the last second. This one moment, however, this was a heroic sacrifice, and it was very strong. So I actually think that, yeah, I think now Makarov is dead. But his body haven't break into pieces. All that is left seems to be an empty husk of white. So if this is fairy tale, it wouldn't be surprising if he is alive. But Makarov is old, so that is a death that need to happen. But has it happened? Oh, we can only wait for next week. That's I am a fanatic fairy tale fan, but if I have to say one of fairy tale's biggest problems is that while they can do emotional moments, there have been so many moments of trolling death that people have actually doubting death until they have gotten confirmation. Even I can do that. And as I said before, Makarov seems to have only become a white husk. That shouldn't mean that is dead, but let's just say he is dead now because his eyes are as hollow, and even the words says his lofty soul and the voice of his noble life were forever engraved into the hearts of his family. Next chapter is called Broken Bonds. So, well, are we gonna switch back to the not so engraved fight and will nothing be the same? Or is that hinting towards another despair? As I said before, I did not see this coming. I mean, I talked last time that maybe Makarov will die, but I didn't think that this chapter that we just read now were gonna be that chapter. So, if all the soldiers are dead now, or only the Springham left, the fight have turned him more. But Makarov has entrusted his future to the brats, but he never said who's the next guildmaster. If Laxas comes back into this fight, I hope it will be him. So do you think Makarov is dead? And even if it may not have been as emotional because of this skepticism that we have gotten, you cannot deny that entrusting the future and those encouraging words he said to Ersa, that and that front cover page, that was the real emotional one. Give me your thoughts if you have any.